Hey guys, I'm Jay Assassin. I'm here with Clearbrook,
Hello.
and I'm gonna be playing my humans duck season for the LP League, and I'm playing one swell Foops Woodies Inc., who are a really scary team of Wood Elves.
Aren't all wood elves kind of scary?
Yeah, partly, but these guys are especially scary. They have pretty much every positional or every player has a skill up. Uh, he has two linemen with plus strength. He has a war dancer with plus agility, and he has a tree with plus movement. So these guys are especially scary.
Oh, wow, the plus moving on the tree is pretty scary though.
Yeah,
I I like knocking them down, and that just kind of ruins that plan because they can stand up without a roll.
yeah, it's kind of a bad thing. I honestly don't really when I face trees, I kind of just stick a guy in front of them and let them punch them a bit because then they have to dedicate guys to get them free.
Yeah.
But if I,
Well,
and because right now I would have to dedicate my ogre and then two guys to get a two dice block to potentially knock him down.
oh
So
yeah, it's normally just better just to let them tie up one guy and
yeah,
maybe let them punch one guy over and over.
just put a block lineman or an unskilled lineman or a loner if I have them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't really waste any time here. He's gonna push hard up the left side
Oh, yeah.
and good start. First,
Yeah.
first block is a stun.
Yeah. That will happen.
Yeah, Boop plays a little bit not super bashy, but he does bash when he has to, which is
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
that
another stun.
yeah, I think my the first three blocks I take are stuns.
That armor value 8.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like paper.
um, but honestly, he bashes a little bit, but he's also pretty much every lineman that doesn't have like plus strength has dodge on him, so he's really mobile.
Yeah.
So I'm not like right now. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm gonna do because I know he's gonna try and like he's probably gonna do a passing game. I don't expect him to try and run it because any sort of mobile cage he makes, I would probably just break wide open.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure how exactly I'm gonna best deal with his receivers down the field.
Well, you just mark them and hope they don't push them away.
Yeah, that was pretty much what I was thinking because there's not like I only got one blitz per turn, so
Yeah. So,
there's the third stun. I was kind of I was getting a little antsy right now because I'm like, oh man,
yeah.
I'm getting out punched by wood elves on the first turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's gonna.
Well, at least you have a babe, I think.
Yeah, I bought a babe because that was pretty much the only thing I could buy. He got I think he has about 770.
There he
In,
goes for the passing game.
yep.
Having one guy in the backfield and two guys in scoring range.
Mm-hmm. I think right on the left side he has a lineman, his catcher, and then his
Word answer.
war dancer. I think that's the plus agility one, but I'm not sure.
Oh.
Um, yeah, that's the plus agility one. That's number 12.
Oh, yeah.
So
So marking that one's not going to be super useful. But,
I still want a marker.
well, yeah. But,
I want a double marker if I can, but he's actually set up in a way where I can't really reliably double mark because I would want to just well I put that's
yeah, you want
the
to
guy
cover
yeah, but
all
these
the area.
yeah, so he would have to dodge into a tackle zone, which wouldn't do much, but it would at
Well,
least do
it just
something.
means they have to dodge again,
Yeah, and they have to dodge into a tackle
which
zone, which is
is,
a slightly harder dodge. Maybe not for a 5 agility player, but in theory, it would be a harder dodge. But he's
yeah.
got that catcher right there that can throw an assist. Also, this right here, this is a mistake. I shouldn't have man marked the war dancer back there because, well, there's no real reason to. I would could just put the blitzer back there and the put him near his thrower and kind of just pressure him, but not in a way where he
Well,
can
yeah,
just block me
because
off.
as long as he had anyone else free, he could get punched.
Yeah, and he's gonna even if he couldn't get somebody free, he's got all this dodge, so he can just get
Yeah,
away with 4 agility and be fine.
and you'll just have someone there who's, well, a little backfield, I guess.
Yeah, but he's gonna get punched really easily now.
Yeah.
Also, I'm setting up that catcher for the surf because I really want that catcher gone. Wood elf catchers are really annoying.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad they only have two strength.
Yeah, they're probably the worst catchers in the
They're
bunch, but they're still really good.
humans,
Well, I meant,
except you know.
worst elf catchers, because obviously
Oh
human
yeah,
catchers are going to be worse. But
everyone else is the best catcher.
yeah, well, yeah, pro elf catchers that have, like, high elf catchers are just they're basically wood elf catchers without sprint, but with I think 3 strength.
Yeah,
They don't have 8 armor. I know that much. So they're pretty much straight up better wood elf catchers, and then the pro elves get nerfed
pro
steel
elves
elf catchers. So
are just the best in the game.
yeah, pretty much. But they're wood elf catchers are still they start out with dodge. They're really mobile and a 1 turn storing threat. So
Yeah. Well, even with sprint, you still have to do a few pushes with movement 8
mm-hmm.
if you're going for. Well,
Yep.
guess that guy shouldn't have stood there.
I should have man marked him, and now he's out for next game. And I'm playing orcs next week.
Oh, not
So
good.
so
Well, that just means a loner to stand in front of the way.
actually I have 12 players on my team, so I don't even get a loner.
Oh,
But
damn.
it's turn 2, and I'm already down a player, which is kind of shitty because it's a really good player.
Hmm.
Also, he burned one of his 2 rerolls, which I was actually really surprised he did. But he's got to get that guy off.
Yeah.
And that's kind of was my. I was trying to. I think part of my reason why I man marked that war dancer was maybe like in pretty much everything he does, where he has to make a dodge, where he has to make a block. He might fail one of those, and that means he's gonna have to burn one of his really precious rerolls. Because
Oh yeah.
I was actually really surprised he only had 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, word answers. I prefer to have more rerolls because I like using leap a lot,
Mhm.
and you'll burn through rerolls leaping and failing a lot.
Yeah. Also, I think Foop spends nearly every turn he uses the full 4 minutes. He really
Oh.
plans out what he's doing.
Oh, dodge.
Yep, there goes my catcher. And I kind of thought he was going to dodge away, but you know,
Well, of course he is. He's gonna get surfed if he doesn't.
yeah, he's got to at least try. Even if he falls down, he's still away from the sideline.
Yeah. You are trying to misclick. Where you going?
I was thinking about putting pressure on the catcher or the thrower again, but as I was
They're just gonna walk around.
well, even that he's got 3 guys there, so any pressure I really put on him isn't gonna be that isn't gonna be really enough to make him like force a play when he doesn't want to. So now I just want to mark as many catchers and as many people downfield. So if he does throw, I could maybe get an interception or at least make him fuck up the catch.
Yeah.
I also want to blitz that catcher just because he's got 2 strength. It's a really
Well,
easy.
he's the most likely. Yeah, he's the most likely target for a throw
Yeah,
at this point.
I'm not really sure why because you can see me there. I'm like want to push him back away from the end zone, but I'm not really sure why I did that because that would just be a slightly easier throw for him to make.
Yeah.
Even if I do knock him down, he could just stand him up and get the catch. So,
Well, then he can't walk in. Oh,
own head.
smart ogre. Oh, he only needs 1 casualty to level up too.
Yeah, I was really like hoping he would do really well in this game, but like at least injure something. But he doesn't really do much.
Hmm. That's big guys.
Yep, that's the problem with having a big guy as a spearhead on your team, which humans basically need.
Let's see which direction to attack this guy from. Push.
And get pushes. Yep. And now I'm like, well, the guy with 4 agility who can actually intercept the ball because that's my plus agility wrestler is now standing
Yeah.
behind the catcher and can't actually intercept the ball.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good planning.
Well, at least it's longer to dodge away.
Yeah. I was really hoping to put the war dancer down though, because they do have armor value 7, so every time they fall down, that's a pretty. Most of my blitzers have mighty blow, so that's a pretty good chance they're getting injured. But not the cards. Actually, his other war dancer, the non-plus agility one, is also really skilled out because the plus agility one has strip ball, but the other one, number 11, has strip ball, tackle, and mighty blow.
Yeah, that's pretty standard taking
That's
on a war dancer.
and that's kind of scary because now he can leap in Like if I give it to my catcher, he punches my catcher, mighty blow. I suddenly have armor value 6, and he's getting injured. So
Well, yeah. And if he just breaks the armor value 7, it's a +1 to the injury.
yeah, which is even worse. So
Yeah. You know, surprisingly, they actually aren't very good at Mighty Blow and piling on
well, I would
war dancers.
well I wouldn't expect you to put them on the ground because that means they're just gonna get fouled.
Well, yeah.
So
That just makes them easier to kill.
yeah, I would never take piling on in a war dancer.
Something more like a Witch Elf, that would be good because they have jump up and
Yeah.
aren't as fell friendly.
Plus that I think that would sync really well with the frenzy.
Oh, yeah, too. They just become a 4 agility Norse berserker.
Yeah, basically. And then you're either surfing them or you're gonna just kill the
Well,
fuck out of
just
them.
kill everyone.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's starting to cover my dudes on the right side because he's gonna set up to make a pass. I think either this turn or next
Yeah.
turn.
Hmm. Probably one of these turns.
I think it's this turn, but I'm not sure.
Blitzing your guy off so he can dodge away that catcher.
I think it's actually a lineman. I think.
No, the catcher would have to dodge through
Oh
tackle
yeah,
zones to
yeah, you're right.
get away from there.
I can never tell.
But now he doesn't.
You never tell where my own tackle zones are because I don't have them marked because I'm really bad.
Oh. I just imagine them having a big circle around them or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that when I was setting up my guys. It just was a happy coincidence that, he happened to be,
Yeah. Well, wait. That's
and that's
a punt, I guess?
he was actually, I actually asked him was he like making a punt, was he throwing it, who was he passing it to? He was actually trying to pass it to the War Dancer, and and he brings up, like, that was the most inaccurate pass he's ever seen in Blood Bowl, and I'd be inclined to agree, but that's really good for me,
I've
because,
seen some weird ones like that before.
yeah,
But, like, going straight all 3 scatters outward is
yeah.
kind of weird.
Well, you might as well have been just trying to, yeah, there it is. But yeah, I was trying to, you might as well have just been trying to throw it to the catcher by that point.
Oh.
But,
Or the lineman there.
or something. Nope, it just lands in between everyone, not even in a tackle zone.
Nope.
So this is really good for me because now I get a 4 agility guy right there, and I got a couple dudes free. I could probably cage up somewhere and keep that ball safe.
Yeah. And you already have some people past his screen, so...
Yeah.
And
The ogre's not
this
doing
stupid
nothing.
ogre.
He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I was kind of
That's kind of like having one man out, too. So,
yeah, it basically is, unless they absolutely had to stand in the spot he's in.
yeah.
But
So you're basically down 2 guys then.
yeah, and well, I wanted to, like, generally with this, I wanted to make the ogre like a corner of my cage, and that really sucks when he's just like, nope, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah. Well, if he's not going to do it, then he's not going to do it.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I could take pro on a doubles, but
No.
I don't think I'm gonna get doubles on him ever. I never
I
get
prefer
doubles.
block on doubles.
Well, yeah, but I never get doubles on big guys anyway, so.
Eh. It takes a while.
And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So I mess something up, then he's just gonna score. So I want to do this in the best possible way, where he can't just, take advantage of a screw up that I make.
Tackle.
Yep, and
And,
a badly hurt
You got-
catcher.
yep, that's good.
That's very good. It's one less guy that I have to be worried about downfield. I'm like he's also would be a really really mobile assist or tackle zone, which is basically what I use my catcher for on defense. So
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that anymore.
Well, I mean, they're dodgy and they can move a lot, so...
Yeah, it's not as important as it is on, I would say, on the humans, like, because nobody has dodge on my team.
No?
Nobody has dodge. The only person that has dodge is the catcher. So
That means everybody wastes their time taking tackle
yeah.
on levels.
I think 3 of my blitzers have tackle.
It's kind of
It's
one of those skills that you don't think that's really great, but it's really great.
you got to take it. I'm so glad I had tackle in this game, just because.
Oh yeah, you'd like if you played against Amazon at all, you'd be completely boned.
Yeah, and Foop was pointing out there that when one of my blitzers got injured earlier, that with his team, he's got a skill basically on every guy, so everybody can do something a little bit better. Most of my team value goes to my blitzers. So when they start going down, that really really hurts me because
Yeah.
then I can't keep a strength advantage. I can't protect my guys nearly as well and mark guys so I can do something sort of elfy.
Well, star-centric teams like I guess yours and what I guess pro elves sometimes turn out to be are
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah. And by this point, I was kind of like, oh shit, I have 30 seconds. I have to make a decision because I didn't know exactly who I wanted to throw to. Because even no matter who I throw it to, that's not really a super secure like cage or anything. So, or like, I'm just worried that a war dancer's gonna like just sleep in and punch him
Yeah.
out.
Well, it's better than just standing over where you were.
Yeah, but I also threw it to a guy who doesn't have any skills except for kick, so he's not.
Maybe he'll kick it downfield.
He'll punt it. Yeah, I don't like. I'm trying to build some semblance of a cage here, but it's not really that strong, and I'm expecting it to kind of fall apart really really rapidly.
Yeah. Here's your last second
Yeah,
block.
I cut this one really close. For all intents and purposes, I should have gotten like the turnover for taking too long, but
Yeah.
not that it
Well,
would have done anything, but it would have been weird to see.
just some elves moving around.
Yeah, it. I still got a decent amount of guard, although my blitzers are kind of scattered right now.
Yeah.
I think he's planning right now to try and mark up my blitzers as best he can and keep them separated from my cage, so that even if I do make actual cage, I'm not gonna have the guard there, so he can mark up the cage and then just leap a war dancer in and get a easy one die block on my ball carrier.
No. And here he goes for the 3-die block with the tree.
Yep. Because now, yeah, I actually was kind of surprised he used the war dancer for the assist there, but
Oh.
whatever gets that tree for free, because then he's got 3 movement, he can move around, do whatever.
Yeah. They're great assets like that. On halfling teams, you would think to put the trees on the line, but you don't, so that they can actually move around.
Yeah, but then they take root and they're completely worthless.
Oh, then they just throw out halflings till someone dies.
Which,
Probably a halfling.
speaking of taking root, I think his tree takes root once this game. It does really well. I was kind of hoping that it would just take root somewhere and I wouldn't have to worry about it, but nope. I don't even get that.
No, instead you get a stupid ogre.
Stupid ogre, stunned lineman, KO'd Blitzer, and that's good.
Yeah.
He decided to take the bolt down instead of re-rolling it because he's only got one reroll left. So I can actually take advantage of that and start moving downfield.
And don't they do it? He did a thing! Yay!
Yeah, he finally is kind of like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be helping, and not just, you know, just standing there being stupid. Also, I don't know if you saw, but I'm
You were
kind of
counting how far you'd need to get the side cage up?
well that, and also I was checking the ogre's SPP because he does only need 2 to level, so
Oh, you were gonna play some ogre ball?
I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if I want to do it just yet because although that would probably be my smartest option right now because that way if I cage him up, there's no real way he could get a 1 DB on him.
Yeah.
He'd have to like break up my
Throw a
cage
2
first.
or a 3.
Yeah, or he would have to break up my cage first, which he would have to blitz for.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, he could leap in with his 5 agility war dancer.
but yeah, but
It's all the way down, or it's halfway down the pitcher, so.
yeah, I'm not really too. I'm worried about word answers, but I'm not super worried right now because he's kind of got him tied up doing other things.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't know if he would be willing to take the minus 2 dB or whatever.
Man, those dodges, you're making
Yeah,
every.
I'm incredibly lucky when it comes to 3 agility dodging. The only game
I
where
want
the only
I
game
want your luck with
oh,
those.
I don't know about that because this team has also gotten horribly mangled twice. So,
Oh,
but
no, I don't want your luck.
the only games I've played, the only real game I played so far where they haven't like dodged well was against Nurgle, but that's against Nurgle, so I don't really expect them to
Eh,
do very well.
I hate Nurgle.
Yeah, they also killed my frame rate. Well, I wanted to comment on the Nurgle game too, but my
Oh,
my Fraps is recording at about 10 frames per second.
wow.
So
That's kind of terrible.
yeah, it was really bad. But yeah, I got my blitzers freed up a little bit. I got 2 of them near the cage. So
He has a free tree.
yeah, he has a free tree, but it's still looking pretty good for me.
Hmm.
It obviously the only problem with this is that he's got most of his players free right now, so I don't really know if he's gonna like where exactly he's gonna screen, if he's gonna try and just go really punchy because it's been working out really well for him so far.
Well, yeah.
I'm actually not sure what happens here. Actually,
Probably one of those boring turns where you just move people.
probably.
And then you roll both downs.
And there's another player out. Yeah, his Mighty Blow War Dancer is doing really, really well. I think that's the third player. He's either injured or KO'd so far.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, you never seem to pan over to the injury box.
Yeah, and there's the
Ouch.
yeah. He almost got it, but and that's I was really happy to see that.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
and he does the pro strat, but it doesn't work. He tries to apothecary the next game to try and keep him on the field, but
eh.
I
The
don't.
ward answer I'd probably not do that.
I would honestly I would for a word answer because that's a lot of team value that's going to be sitting out for next game and the rest of
Mm.
this game.
Yeah, probably.
So, but it's not as essential though as if like my star blitzer on humans got
Oh yeah, no, it's
taken out. So I could see why you wouldn't.
yeah. I have terrible luck with it, so whenever I do apoth badly hurt, it turns into like I get like 3 deads later on in the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't do that. I'm like the only time I'll save an apothecary for when I absolutely need it, and then when you absolutely need it, it just won't work.
Or yeah.
And my cage is looking a little less secure now. I've only gotten 3 guys up there so far, but
Oh, it's a side cage. You just need to defend from what the 2 or 3 elves there that could dodge away.
yeah. Well, also the war dancers that can leap in.
Oh, well, yeah. And maybe surf you.
Yeah, I was I was kind of I didn't really think about surfing at all this game until after the fact. I'm like, wow, I put my players at a lot of risk of getting surfed, but I think I think I was thinking that just the minus TDB wouldn't be worth it to try and surf them, but
Oh, it's totally worth it.
it's always worth it.
Yeah. I think every single time I throw a one-die block for a surf, it works. Well,
Yeah,
that's just the same as the 3 agility dodging, though.
yeah, which I'm doing. I am having really good luck with that, by the way. That's just.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I've had to roll one once this game
Not yet. Yet.
yet. Well, it's 3 agility dodging. The train has to stop somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe you'll score before then. Hmm. I really like this pitch. It doesn't have any crowd sounds.
Yeah, this is actually we're playing on like the practice pitch, which was
Yeah.
really weird. I generally play with music, but obviously I couldn't because I was recording the game, and there is basically no ambiance whatsoever in this pitch. It's just
Well, it also gets a little bit better frame rate, I think.
Yeah, it's really dead. I think there's like you can hear like a cricket or like a bird chirping in the background, but other than that,
Yeah,
it's basically dead.
yeah.
I don't know if I wouldn't say that's a bad thing though, because the ambiance in this game gets a little repetitive.
At least it's not Jim and Bob.
Oh, something that somebody pointed out, or I actually noticed during this game is that j even when you turn off their commentary, I think Bob still says something every time somebody gets injured. Like he's basically
Yeah.
keeping count.
Oh,
So,
I thought that was the ref, actually.
oh, I don't know. It sounded like Bob or Jim.
Oh, maybe. It's always something like that, yeah.
And that's a dead unskilled zero SPP lineman,
Mr. Beakley.
Mrs.
Or
B.
Miss Binkley.
Yep. And I'm not gonna apothecary that because it's an unskilled lineman. They're 50k. I can just buy one after this game.
Yep. Cheap humans.
Yep. But that sucks because I'm down to 8 people this drive.
Huh.
I mean, it's not the worst thing. At least it
Oh.
wasn't a blitzer, but
Well, at least it's his drive.
yeah. But now I don't really have anyone that can reliably mark his tree anymore. So he's kind of just
He's free. Free tree.
free
Again.
to roam. Because even if I stand that guy up there, he's just gonna punch him away with his lineman or something.
Yeah. Trees are kind of scary until you're down the pitch away from them.
Yeah, well, 6 strength. That's a lot, especially on like the line or just with 3 movement, he moves wherever the hell he wants, and that gets in your cage. Good luck. You're not getting that out of there.
No. Well, it's just easier to move the ball away than try and move the guy holding the ball.
Then you gotta stand firm, so you can't even like push him out of your cage. Can't even
No.
do a minus TDB and get a push.
Now, what are we trying here?
I want SPP on my ogre, and
Well, then go stand him next to some line elves.
that hasn't been working too well because every time I try to get him to stand next to someone, he's just boneheaded. So I figure I got a couple turns to kill. I might try the ogre ball, and he picks it up.
Hooray!
He gets it. No big deal.
Now to bonehead for 4 turns or
Yeah.
3 turns.
That's kind of why I waited until like the very last second to give him the ball because I was fully expecting to give him the ball and then it just doesn't do anything.
Well,
And I finally failed an agility 3 dodge.
at least it wasn't an important one.
Yeah, I would have liked to have that guy near my cage, but
Well,
you know,
yeah.
now that the ogre has the ball, it's not as big of a deal to make a really really tight cage because he's not going to be able to make a good block against him. Not really.
Not a good one.
No.
And does the number 11 have strip ball or not?
Actually, he does. Both
Oh.
board answers had strip ball.
Oh, well, then
Yeah, which is
you couldn't just take the push to get pushed into the tackle zone or
yeah.
the end zone.
I actually wanted to give it to my catcher, or not my catcher, my thrower this game because he has sure hands,
Sure hands.
which negates strip ball, but
Yeah. That's the one use it has. Doesn't help you pick up the ball.
it helps you protect from ward answers.
And oh, no leap.
No, that would because I think it would probably be a minus 3 dB, and
Well, yeah.
that'd be really really. I mean, he does have block dodge,
No rerolls though, so it wouldn't be very good
Yeah,
at all.
it probably wouldn't work very well. It's still a good chance of getting a skull, and I would take that without
Yeah. Well, minus 2 die blocks with rerolls. If you have strip ball and block and everything, they're actually really efficient, but
Yeah, I just,
not otherwise.
I honestly, this game wasn't really too worried about minus TDBs, even though I really should have been.
Yeah. Well,
You
I know I'll
it's
throw them all the time, but
Yeah, well,
That's-
I never throw them, so I'm like, what's the worst that could happen?
you fail something here and then you lose the ball from the ogre.
Yeah, but he's
Hooray.
got it. He's I love that. I love that touchdown animation.
That's a good one.
I'm probably gonna have to do some sort of real ogre ball because my previous ogre, the first one I had on this team, actually like ogre ball for I think half the like he from the line of scrimmage off. He carried the ball and got it into the end zone.
Hooray, one of your dudes woke up.
Yeah, but not my blitzer. I think that's the unskilled lineman, which is nice, I guess. But I'd like the blitzer free.
Yeah.
Also, me and Foop both think that it's that the half has gone over here, so we both set up to like it's a normal.
Oh, no, it's 8 turn, or it's turn 8.
Yeah, for some reason, I always think that turn 8 means that it's like
It's going to 9, but
yeah, the
no.
halves roll over, but nope.
Well, then they're riots, but
Yeah. Um. So now he's got 2 turns to score, and that's really bad because
well, that's kind of what else you're supposed to do,
yeah,
score 2 turns.
and I don't really expect to get as lucky as I did last time, where the catch just goes completely off kilter and lands in the middle of the field where I could just pick it up and run away. I
And you didn't really screen very well.
no, I didn't. I don't know why I set up like that. I set up like expecting to get punched. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but it's I'm pretty much like, okay, I gotta just mark the dudes as best I can and just hope that he gets diced because he's got no rerolls. So if he does have the well, he has to pass to one of his war dancer or like a lineman or something. So if they don't make the catch, then
Yeah.
I can at least try to pick it up and they won't be able to score.
Either you can pick it up or you can make a cloud of dudes around their cat or whoever received the ball.
Yeah, generally I don't like to just put dudes around it. I like to throw it upfield because that pretty much secures that they're not going to get it.
Yeah. Unless the throw is still back there.
Yeah, I think he's going to wait for a turn because obviously you got to get the. If he just threw it now, obviously he'd just get
Blitzed
blitzed and he'd lose the ball and it'd be really bad. But he freed up my ogre, which I'm kind of happy about.
yeah.
I really hate putting my ogre on the line, but since I'm down players, I didn't really have anyone else I could put on the line because I don't want to put like a blitzer or my plus agility lineman, and I don't want to put my
No,
kicker.
well, they're less likely to get hurt, I guess,
Yeah,
because
but
it's harder to get block on them. But
then that means they're tied up on the line and they have to make a 3 agility dodge to get away. And
yeah,
while that for me that seems to happen a lot, I don't want to rely on it.
no. There haven't been very many bad blocks, actually, this game.
No, there was that one that he made that he took the bolt down on, and then
Yeah.
there was the minus 2 dB in the cage, but that's pretty much it. This game has been pretty favorable on the block dice, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. I was expecting something to go horribly, horribly wrong somewhere.
Yeah. Well, just wait until, you're down to one block that you have to make.
And then
That's the one you fail.
double skulls. And then you reroll, and you get a skull and a bolt down, and you don't have block.
Yeah. At least they don't have block.
Yeah, I think the only people with block in his team besides the War Dancers was the catcher, and one of his
Yeah.
linemen as Blodge. That's kind of the one saving grace with his plus strength guys is that
They haven't leveled up enough for
yeah, they have no skills.
block. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, at least at least he got him off the pitch. But I would like the casualty. That mighty blow would, their agility or their AV7. He's got mighty blow.
He's gonna knock him out.
Yep. Big guys can never ever actually injure people. They hit him, but not too hard. Also,
Yeah.
in hindsight, I don't really know why I did this. I think I was thinking the left side's really open, so he was just gonna
Dodge a way through there.
yeah, he was gonna take the catch from like one of his linemen or the number 4 there, and just kind of run away. But I don't really know why I was thinking that because he is double marked,
Yeah.
and he doesn't really have anyone he can get free to
Blitz him away.
blitz him away. Even though it is a catcher, he would have to take the catch first and then try the blitz.
Take root. Finally.
Yeah, finally, turn 8 of the half. He finally takes root.
Yep.
But yeah, whereas the War Dancer currently has 2 guys on him, and there's a bunch of dudes free near him. Well, not a bunch, but 1 or 2.
Oh, what's he gonna do here?
Yeah, that was. I think that was one of his plus strength. Actually, yeah, it had to have been one of his plus strength linemen. I don't
Yeah.
actually. They weren't actually that bad this game. I don't think. Like they were there to put a threat, but I don't. They didn't really block too much. I think that's probably because they don't really have any skills, so
No.
they're they're probably the worst person you can block with.
Oh, I guess he's gonna try and score with that word answer. Hmm.
Yeah, it's this is kind of I don't like playing elves on defense because they just kind of
No.
you think you got them covered decently well, and then they make a 1-die block.
It. You. I always get this feeling down in my gut that there's a hole, really obvious hole somewhere.
Yeah, and there generally is. Maybe it's not obvious, but there's always a hole, and they always manage
Yeah.
to get people through. But it's
That's why I like frenzy on Elfie teams because then you can make holes where there aren't any.
yeah, but it's still this is still a dodge, which he made, a going for it,
And then
which
a
he
throw and
made,
a catch.
and a throw and a catch. And I'm actually surprised he didn't run his dude closer to the center because I think that would be an easier pass. But
Well, with how far you'd have to go, it'd still be the same, I think.
yeah, probably. I would probably just do it out of habit though.
Yeah. And
Would
then
have.
the word answer.
Yep. Would elves.
I don't like elf touchdown dances.
Yeah, they're pretty. I actually do like the
Yeah.
lineman ones. They're pretty cool. But other than that, the elf touchdowns are pretty boring. Especially the high
Yeah.
elves ones.
Ooh, you got a
Yeah,
blitzer bag.
a blitz is back. And actually, I was wrong about what I said before about it being. We both thought it was the end of the half. This is where we thought it was the end of the half.
Oh, yeah.
So he had just scored on turn 8, and we're like, okay, that
But
obviously.
you haven't gotten the casualty report yet.
Yeah,
Or you did, but then you got the other one.
yeah. Well, we didn't get the halftime, but neither of us kind of paid attention. So I'm setting up here. Actually, he told me to. He told me about it. He mentioned that it was turn 8 and he'd set up bad. I'm like, oh, thanks for letting me know when I'm setting up.
Ooh. Now you can foul a ward answer.
I hate fouling. I really should foul, but I'm like,
Eh.
I don't. Right now, especially, I got 10 I think I got 10 guys left. If you count my catcher, which just came in, and that's not really a lot of people. And I don't really want to be fouling and getting people sent off because I know bribes they fail on a 1 and that's a go
Yeah.
for it. So they're gonna fail. I don't want to lose someone, even an unskilled lineman,
Yeah.
because everybody.
I probably would have noticed the difference, or not being turn 8 now if because of the rerolls.
Yeah, that's pretty much the first thing I looked for after he said oh shit, it's turn 8. Was, oh yeah, I don't get I got 1 reroll left, which is good because double skulls.
Hooray! SSP.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my number 8 with plus agility and wrestle level because I don't actually score with him that much because he's got wrestle, so
No.
he generally is kind of a passer.
Oh, yeah.
Pass it off to
You,
catcher.
did you take wrestle first, or?
I took plus agility first, and then I took wrestle.
No.
Because I think I'm gonna take strip ball on my next level, assuming it's not a double. In which case I take dodge
No.
and just make him just a really bad ball stripper.
Yeah. Probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So I set up.
That, or if you roll another plus agility and then a double take leap.
I don't know if I would take a 5 agility though,
Oh, why not?
because I don't really do another to get the ref. But I don't like 5 agility is really nice, but I don't really. I'd rather have the skill by that point.
Yeah.
Like even on elves, I don't really want 5 agility. It's nice, it's really nice to have, but I generally just am like, okay, it's a 3+. I play
A
humans,
positional I'll take 5 agility probably though.
maybe, but with it's
Like war dancers, yeah, you definitely would take a 5 agility.
yeah, but I mean, because you're gonna be leaping and you're gonna be making lots of pickups and lots of tackle zones, but like Dark Elf Blitzers or something, I wouldn't take it.
Mm,
But
I
here
would.
here
I'm a fun haver.
here I set up kind of bad because I didn't put anyone near the front left of or I didn't put anyone on the right side near the line of scrimmage, or at least nobody that I could reliably handle the ball. So I have to now do like I have to do some really weird passing now and dedicate a couple more guys to the right side than I would normally. Which means,
Yeah.
especially with the ogre now failing the blitz, that my cage is gonna be a bit weaker on the right side or on the left side,
Well, at least he didn't get a or at least the kickoff result wasn't a perfect defense so that you could set up people over there.
or a blitz.
Yeah.
And
Which always seems to happen if you play against Skaven.
yeah, and that happens. Yeah, just way too much.
Yeah.
So I had to free up that lineman who, despite not having any sort of catching or throwing skills or any plus agility, he now has to be clutch and make the throw.
He can do it. I believe in him.
Well, 3 agility. I've been doing stuff with 3 agility all game. What's the worst that could happen?
That.
And I don't really. That was actually a really good scatter for what it was.
Yeah. Well,
And honestly, I don't know exactly where an inaccurate pass would have gone. So taking a fumble, at least that keeps it near the cage, and it's actually
you can say it's a spike. He's just spiking it.
well, at least now it's surrounded by about five humans and an ogre who's boneheaded. But next turn, hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll stop being so stupid.
Well, I was thinking about it, and the with the bonehead, people will just walk right past him and stand next to him without second thought.
Yeah,
And then
I,
when he gets smart again,
then you've got tackle zones and you can block in front of him. But I don't think he does that. It's kind of
Yeah.
a newbie trap.
yeah. Oh, you've got two people standing next to the tree.
Yeah,
You're doomed.
I wanted to dodge that lineman on the left there away, but yeah,
Failed throw.
I did. Yeah, I wanted to make the throw first just in case I failed,
Yeah.
because having two people next to the tree isn't really bad. I mean, it's bad because that means the two people are probably going to get punched, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Also, I think that number three is actually not his plus strength guy. I was thinking it was just gonna be his plus strength guy. It was just follow up and push the guy away, but he likes setting up his plus strength guys on the line, especially on offense. But he didn't do it here.
It's probably better to put people's skills.
Um, yeah. Well, I think his number three is actually skillless. He's the one line. Actually, no, he's dodge. He has this unskilled lineman, but I don't think I put it on this roster. But I think it was on the line. I never put skilled guys on the line for
Defense.
yeah,
No.
definitely on defense. Even on offense, I generally blitz off to the side. I think my biggest flaw is I push really hard on one side, which
Yeah.
can be really good.
Leaves you kind of dependent on that side.
Yeah, but then I don't have I don't have a second option. If that goes kind of goes south, then
Yeah. Well, you can either really get punchy on the line or focus on one side
yeah,
like that.
especially with the tree there though, I don't really want to play super punchy
Oh
because
yeah, definitely not.
If I block, that means they're staying next to that tree. But
Probably not a good idea.
no, I'm kind of putting the plus agility guy kind of close to the tree, but I don't really think he's gonna. I don't expect him to get punched. Like if he gets punched, he's still got 8 armor, so he's fine. But if he doesn't, he can just dodge away when he does, like if he does
Yeah.
get in the tackle zone. So it's not. It's probably better than putting a. Well, I guess it's not better than putting an unskilled lineman there, but it's not a terrible option.
No, if he doesn't get punched, he can just dodge away.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, well, you should have followed up there.
I should have, but I kind of want to. I was kind of just like, okay, I need to make something. I need to make a cage right now, and I didn't want to have just like a blitzer standing next to another blitzer and kind of put like make a potential like surfing threat. But
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that because then I pick up the. I think I pick it up with the guy's the sidestep. Yeah, I pick it. I pick it up with the guy with sidestep, so surfing doesn't even matter. So
No, well, it's just that the position where he would have followed up to would have been really good.
yeah,
Except for you just put the ogre
yeah.
there,
Then
so
I put the ogre there anyway, so it's not. It's you know, it's fine.
he's
It all
he's not going anywhere.
it all works out in the end. I think if I'd powed that lineman, I would have followed up with the lineman, but I would have followed up with my number 9. But if I did and he was still standing, he would just push me away next turn, and the tree would just
Walk
run
closer to
run
the
right into
cage.
my cage. I think he's not quite. Although now that I say that, I didn't actually mark him with anyone this turn, so he's gonna run up to my cage anyway. I don't really know why he did that.
Well, it's still 3 movement. He makes it halfway there.
Yeah, he's not gonna be right there, but that's still a lot closer than I like him. I should have followed up. What was I thinking?
No, you would have just put. He would have just pushed you away.
Well,
The
that,
guy.
that being said, it still would have been one more block he would have had to make.
Yeah.
He might have failed it, but honestly, I think I forgot that my catcher had sidestep.
No,
That
it's a good skill.
it's a good skill, and I always forget about it until it comes into play, and then it's like, oh yeah, he's got sidestep.
Yeah. Here he's blitzing
He's trying
one of the
to
guys who isn't even close.
well, he's trying to blitz off kind of like a pseudo corner of the cage, and try and just put a little bit of pressure on and kind of
Yeah.
close off my route a little bit, but he's kind of screened in a way right now where I can't where I can't really like I
The
can
tree kind of awkwardly walks. I
yeah,
think.
and now my ogre's tied up, but I can still blitz off blitz number 8, and I can push him away and still run up that side. So it's not the worst
Yeah.
thing in the world. Kind of sucks that my ogre's not free though. I don't
Yeah.
I didn't really intend for him to make a going for it. I figured he would just
Walk there and stand in the way.
play it kind of safe. I make going for it kind of liberally, but I would never make a going for it with a
With a
big
tree?
guy. Would never with a big guy because they got loner, and you're bound to fuck it up.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to I think he's trying to free up as many people as possible, while also tying up a couple of my guys.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of strength there because I got a lot of guard and I got that ogre still.
It's gonna be hard to punch you.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought. It was like, okay, because I obviously can't out alpha him. If I try to out alpha him, I'm gonna get complete fucked. But if I play really boring and I go really slow, I can eventually make it up the field and score.
Think you could make it with a going for it this turn?
Yeah, I moved up pretty far. I've been making like great time despite like caging up. That's kind of
Yeah.
the thing I like about humans is that they're even though that you sometimes have to play really bashy with them, they're all still really fast and they're really mobile even with 3 agility. So
Oh yeah, that's kind of the thing that they have is
they're
they have good movement and they have good armor.
I think their catchers are as fast as Wood Elf catchers except they don't have sprint. So
Yeah.
I mean they're really fast and their blitzers all have movement 7.
Yeah.
It's the little things you gotta like about humans because
You don't
you're
have big
you're
things.
not
Well,
really.
you have one big thing, but
Yeah,
he's
you're not getting the really nice stat lines of some other teams. You're getting some really good movement, some decent armor, and a big guy.
and 4 blitzers.
Yep, the four blitzers are really nice. Not as much. I kind of like, especially early on, but not nearly as much. Like later, once you kind of, it's kind of like Norse, where once you start getting up into higher team values, then everybody has block, so that the
Yeah.
four starting block isn't necessarily as important. It's nice though. I mean, it's nice because you can start getting other skills where other people are still getting blocked, but
Yeah. And if you need to replace one, they've already got block.
yeah, so it's not as bad. Also, I think that this is the point where I realized that my catcher had sidestep, so I just kind of did this
Yeah.
ridiculous strong line,
Woo!
and both the big guys go down.
No, neither of them broke armor though.
Yeah, I think there was one game I played where both I like a big guy blocked the big guy, and they got a bolt down, and they both broke armor, and they both stunned each other.
Mm.
I'm
That's why you take block on doubles.
yeah, I'm not really sure why I blocked the tree though, because I mean,
It's, well,
I guess it's forcing him to stand up, so he can't just like punch right next to my line and tie up 3 or 4 of my players. But
yeah, he can't punch that lineman there or
yeah,
and get closer to your cage.
yeah. But I mean, if
But as long as he just, the only real place he can stop you from scoring is right up that side, so,
yeah,
and as long as you can punch them away, you're fine.
it was still kind of risky, not necessarily like because I would still go down on two, on a bolt down or a skull, and on a bolt down that's still really nice for me. But on pushes, he's got stand firm, so that doesn't really do anything for me.
No.
So I guess it was better than doing nothing, but that's
Uh,
that's the problem with watching these games a second time is that you're like, you go back,
why did I do that?
yeah, what was I thinking here? This was a bad decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch my games, because they're terrible. I only watch the ones I'm good at.
Yeah, I don't really watch many of my games at all, so I'm really glad with how my Ogre is this half, because he's kind of essential to this, and that's one of the downsides of being humans, because
Yep.
if your big guy doesn't cooperate, you're shit out of luck.
Well, this is easy enough here. You just blitz away that one guy and score.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's still 4 turns left in this half,
Yeah.
and I
What
know
else are gonna score?
I know for a fact that he can score in 2 or 3 turns, maybe score twice in 4, and the threat is gonna bitch at me, but I do stall here for a couple turns because I can't. It is an LP, but it also is a league, and
Yeah.
I if I give him the chance, he's gonna score and he's gonna win, and that would really suck. But another thing I do here, I'm gonna pass. I think of this turn or next turn, I'm gonna pass it to my or hand it off to my thrower, and my line of thought was he has sure hands.
He's not gonna get strip balled.
He's not gonna get strip balled. But I was thinking about it after I played the game. I'm like, wait a minute, why did I do that? Because he doesn't have block, so on a block he's still going down. And the War Dancer has tackle, so even if he had dodge, he'd still go down on a push pow. So it's
So he's not quite the optimum guy to.
no, and in fact he's probably a lot less. Maybe not as much as maybe my catcher's not as good because he's only got 2 strength, but hand it off
But
one of my blitzers and he would probably stay out. But
yeah, here if you had sidestep, you could just sidestep into more tackle zones and hope for a good scatter.
yeah, so I don't know. I don't know why I did it, but
Well, if he's close to a level, maybe.
he kind of is. But By this point, I don't know what I would get on my thrower anyway. He's got plus movement and accurate, so
Mm,
probably block.
yeah, block or something on doubles. S- Either strong arm or
Yeah, probably strong arm. Even though I'd say that, but I never throw with my thrower because he's never in a good position where I can actually throw with him.
yeah. Well, humans are just a running team, so
Yeah, well, I don't like to play on like a running team because I don't like the running game at all.
no.
Also, at this point in the video, my hard drive was starting to get filled, and Fraps was kind of choking on it, so that's
Yeah.
why you start seeing the pauses when people make blocks and do stuff. Yeah,
Well, yeah.
all
Get a bigger hard drive.
yeah. I think I have a terabyte one somewhere, but I think it actually fried somewhere in a move.
Eh.
But yeah, that tree's got two of my guys tied up again. But on the bright side, my ogre's free.
Hooray.
I always,
Now I can just stand there and bonehead himself.
yeah. If I'm not blitzing with him, I generally try to move him first, so I can at least go. Okay,
Yeah.
if he boneheads, I still have like a plan B. I don't want to move like start a plan A and then get all the way through it and then have to move my ogre and then have him bonehead and be like, fuck.
Oh yeah, you always move them first and block with them last.
Yeah. Because even like I love bonehead. It's really reliable, but it's not entirely reliable.
Yeah, it's the most reliable out of the nega traits.
Hmm. Well, I guess take root is also on a 2+, but that's
But
that's
it kind of messes you up for the rest of the drive.
yeah, completely. You're just takes root, and he's just kind of like, well, I'm stuck here. I help you,
Yep, I'm this 3x3 area that no one's allowed to go in anymore.
and then I'm like, well, I got 3 agility. I'm gonna dodge away, and even if I fail, I'm out of his tackle zone. He can't come after me. But yeah, like you said, that tree really good. Never fails to take root ever when it actually matters. And I was planning to block that guy off, but oh
He's
hey,
got 4 strength.
he's got 4 strength. That's so freaking obnoxious. And also, this is actually kind of bad because I got all my dudes grouped up together, which
Yeah, that would be a chain push right off the pitch.
yeah. So I try and spread it people out, even though I'm gonna be putting them next to people. I'm kind of hoping that he's gonna not have the strength to be able to blitz off a corner or a part of my cage. Whether that's actually a good idea or not, I'm not really. I don't. In hindsight, it's not a good idea, but I didn't really have a better option. So he's got a lot of guys kind of just hanging around there.
Well, you do too.
Yeah,
And a lot of guard.
yeah, a lot of guard. I got about as many guys as he does, but I got a lot of guard. That's the thing about how I play. When I play, I'm like it's always like it was a good idea at the time, and then I watch it back. I'm like, why did I do that? It was such a stupid idea, and it wouldn't have worked.
Unless it did.
Yeah, unless it
In which
did.
case you say, like, that's what happens whenever you make those amazing plays that it seems like nothing's going to work, but you have, like, four plus rolls that you could make,
Yeah.
and they work.
Well, Yapo made like 5 out of 6 agility 1 source dodges the other day for
Yeah.
his random league game, which is kind of crazy.
Sources are kind of crazy.
Yeah, I should play Lizardmen. I don't think I've ever played Lizardmen though.
Score with the source is
Yeah.
it's the best way to develop the team.
Also, that was a really lucky
Turnover.
yeah for me, because now all those guys that he had that I had to put my guys next to, they never got a chance to block, so I can just push them away.
So now you can block them away.
Yep. Uh, I I was kind of thinking about before dodging away with number 7 to try and cover his guys better, but it was a dodge and a going for it, so that would have
Not a good idea.
gone really south.
Has he used leap at all with that word answer?
I think he used leap once with the plus agility one, and then he got badly hurt. He hasn't used it since then.
No.
I was really hoping that.
It just scared him off a good skill.
Yeah, I was really hoping to hurt his other war dancer here, because then I wouldn't have to worry about.
You could foul right now. Yeah, I think.
I could, but I don't like fouling, and I don't have a lot. Like I still have a lot of players, but I don't have. Like, I have a
You
lot of
don't have
players,
a
but I don't have.
huge man advantage now.
Yeah, I don't have the man advantage to where I can go. Okay, I can like foul and not really care about it.
Yeah.
But that being said, the war dancer. Plus, I can't get really the assist to make a good foul anyway. So, but yeah, right now I was really hoping that war dancer would get injured, because right now I still feel like my cage is in a lot of danger. Like he can still leap in, he can still
There's
make a minus
yeah,
2 dB, and he can still get that ball free. I could have a ton of dudes around it, but that ball would
but
still be
it could
loose.
scatter off the pitch
Yeah,
and then it will scatter up to where his thrower is or where the other lineman is.
and he matches me in movement, but he's got more guys back kind of in the backfield. So
You're not gonna catch up.
yeah, I wouldn't be able to catch up to him. Plus, he would just screen me, and that would kind of just be an easy score for him.
Then he'd start stalling on you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably. That's the problem with stalling, is that I do it like right now when I feel like I have to, but I don't really like doing it, because I feel like
It
something bad's gonna happen, and uh
like that.
oh no,
Oh,
it's I get sure hands, so it's fine. See, sure hands,
sure hands.
sure hands, doing a thing for once.
Oh, now you can foul the four dancer when you knock him over.
uh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have
Yeah,
a good man advantage, because if I foul, that's still if I foul and I don't break armor, then that's one, and I get ejected. That's one less guy that can provide an assist. Then you can probably get a 1 dB or a 2
yeah.
dB. Maybe not a 2 dB, but a 1 dB definitely.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a tough dodge. I don't think he actually thought he was gonna get that.
then you just shoving his guys out of your cage.
Yep. And I want to wait for at least the turn. I want to wait until turn 16 to score, because he just proved to me the other half that he can score with 2 turns, and I don't want to give him that opportunity.
Nope.
Plus, this means I can punch the ogre again.
He's being good again.
Yeah. He's being good. Oh, I forgot he actually got the KO, but it's not a casualty, so
No,
it's no
KOs are
STP.
kind of boring.
Yeah. This guy's off the pitch though, but I mean, by this point, it kind of doesn't really matter. I'm not really sure why I move my guys around here like this. I guess because the war dancer's already right there, but I guess the catcher's got sidestepped, so he couldn't. Even if for some reason he decided to surf the catcher instead of actually going for the ball, he wouldn't be able to go out.
No.
I guess I was worried about him leaping behind me and pushing me like kind of into my cage, but still being able to get the ball free.
Yeah. Well, it'd scatter somewhere nice though. So
Yeah. Would probably, or knowing my luck, it would bounce, because I have the worst luck with scatter rolls. It would bounce off of all my guys, and then like one of his elves would pick it up and just
maybe the ogre will get it.
the ogre. Maybe the ogre will get it. That
Then
would be
he'll bonehead
fantastic.
on turn 16.
And then we tie.
Yeah.
That would actually be sufficient punishment for stalling.
Leap.
Leap, doing a thing.
Hmm.
This is where the rerolls all go. He's trying to get this ball free. And I got sure hands.
Yep.
The one,
And
the really bad idea that shouldn't have worked out fine, and I actually scored on his drive, or on his turn, which
yeah.
you don't generally see that.
Oh, it happens sometimes.
I guess that's one way to stop a stall, but that also
Yeah.
means that it also, for what happens when you score on your opponent's turn, it finishes off your opponent's turn, then plays through your turn like you would played it normally. I think the fluff is that your team is celebrating in the really unusual touchdown.
Yeah.
For the really unusual touchdown.
So now he only has one turn.
Yep. So he can't score. Not. Actually, no, he can't because his catcher's out.
Well, a ward answer could do it, but
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna risk the ward answer. I think by this point he just wanted to keep his other ward answer not injured because
yeah,
he doesn't have an apothecary.
he
So
only has one up, and he only has one this turn
yeah,
or next game.
yeah. So next game's gonna be really shitty for him.
I don't know. I think I would do it, try it, but I like one-turn touchdowns.
Yeah, I kind of would. I probably would try it, but then again, it is a league, and you want to keep your players
Yeah.
alive.
Well, if you're not doing so good in the league, probably do
Yeah,
it too.
well, it's still really early in this league, and he's Wood Elves with a lot of stat up, so he could do really well.
Yeah.
But he also has no rerolls, and we're relying on a lot of luck, so that could probably be the reason why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, he might have tried, but he tried to push into the stand firm tree, and it didn't work because he actually mentioned that he was kind of confused about what happened.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
maybe he's actually was trying in one turn, and I didn't realize it. But that's the game.
Yep. That's the game. Oh,
And I don't
that's a good bit of money.
good bit of money, except I don't think it actually took because the
Oh.
winnings bug.
Oh.
He gets a skill up on alignment, and or he doesn't get a skill up. He gets MVP on alignment, and my blitzer gets MVP to level up.
Hooray.
And that's everything. So
Yep. All
maybe
right.
see you guys next week.
See ya.